What has been your most rewarding hobby? Tabletop wargaming, such as Warhammer and Battletech. The one best thing is that it gives me a hobby that doesn't involve me staring at a screen, and also develops a skill painting. It just feels so rewarding to put so much work into building and painting models, and then getting compliments on them when you take them to the store to play. Plus, it's a great way to be social and meet new people as a man in his 30s. My girlfriend doesn't care about Warhammer in regards to the gamer setting, but she does like seeing me put in the effort to paint and go out to meet people. Traveling the world and connecting with cultures and people everywhere. I've been to Morocco, Egypt, Israel, Iran, Lebanon, Jordan, Bahrain, Qatar, South Africa, India, Myanmar, Burma, Thailand, Cambodia, China, Macau, Hong Kong, French Polynesia, Tahiti, Moorea, USA, 30 states, Mexico, Costa Rica, Ireland, Northern Ireland, England, Portugal, Spain, Andorra, France, Monaco, Belgium, Netherlands, Denmark, Germany, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Austria, Italy, Vatican, San Marino, Malta, Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Hungary, Greece, Turkey. Definitely distance running. I've been doing it for about 20 years now. It's amazing for my mental health. I get to travel to new places for races, and I'm in better shape than most people a decade younger than me. I love the challenge of pushing myself to be faster, go further, be better at hills, train for different distances, etc. There's always somewhere you can improve and challenge yourself. It's meditative, it's hard as fuck sometimes, the breakthrough days are amazing, and I just feel better all the time because of it. Just started going to the gym. I have treatment-resistant CPTSD. The hypervigilance is awful. I've tried meds, therapy, even self-medicated for a while. No luck. I spend an hour at the gym, and for a little while it's like I'm a normal person with a healthy brain. It doesn't last long, and the soreness afterwards almost makes me want to quit. But that little bit of normalcy is something I never thought I'd ever experience. I get emotional thinking about it. There's people who take that for granted. Financially speaking, computer gaming. Skills I built and contacts I made in my younger years have been instrumental in securing income in excess of 6 figures annually. From a personal enjoyment standpoint, same answer. I still enjoy putting together gaming rigs, but as my career has progressed I also get to build complex servers and now even get to architect multi-million-dollar enterprise solutions. Daily I'm playing with cool shit I wouldn't have got to touch otherwise, and they pay me to do it. I will probably get hate and downvotes, but being a part of the furry fandom. I've traveled to so many conventions around the states and hopefully the world and have attended plenty of amazing furry meets. Bowling, golfing, etc. Also I have participated as volunteer mascot for local festivals with my fursuit and bringing smiles and joy on the faces of all ages. My many friends and I in the fandom also plan to host charity events hopefully starting next year for local animal shelters. Cooking. I learn by trial and error and I'm able to share my experiences with my family and friends. It feels good to make something that everyone enjoys. Legos. I am an introvert, and being in a social setting at work all day can be draining. Coming home to complete my Legos is a perfect way to unwind. It's time I get to myself to relax and create something I'll enjoy. I am currently working through the Harry Potter collection. So far I've completed the Astronomy Tower and Hogsmeade. Writing. Especially political journalism. I've learned so much about how American politics works. Over the years my writing has become clear and persuasive and I've been able to use that to help out people and causes that are important to me. It's also opened a lot of doors to me. I earned a modest income for my troubles, was able to attend the 2008 Democratic National Convention as a journalist, and once personally pissed off Bill O'Reilly. Roller skating. I picked up an old pair of skates from the thrift store for $4. Ended up being some of the highest quality skates the 80s put out. Replaced some deteriorated parts and gave it a try. The community was so welcoming. They gave me advice and tips that helped me find confidence. It's been a year since, and although I still have a lot to learn, I've had so much fun and have made so many new friends. Martial arts. Joined a dojo when I was a kid, and that was over 30 years ago now. I'm running my own these days. I'm president of the North American Federation, and it's made a huge impact on my life. Not only do the arts keep you fit, they also shape your worldview. They're intended to be something you can dedicate your whole life towards and never stop learning about, which really appealed and appeals to me. Gardening and canning. Food preservation. This combo means I can eat fresh veggies from my garden in the summer, and can be accessed for later in the year. It's probably not cheaper than buying at the store, but I like knowing exactly what is in the jar and what chemicals, if any, went on the plants. I've also inherited and been gifted hundreds of canning jars, so that helps keep my costs down. Reading. I've consumed some massive fantasy series in the past few years: Malazan, Wheel of Time, Stormlight, more, and recently began to branch out into other genres of fiction. I've even begun to try my own hand at writing. I find the massive stories of many pop characters help me put my own experiences with work, life, etc. into perspective. This fuels a lot of introspection that is useful. Learning how to work on cars and computers. I've saved so much money learning how to work on my own car, and have saved so many friends and family members, as well as myself, so many headaches learning tech. And I love the feeling of doing something physical and seeing the reward at the end, knowing I was able to figure out and accomplish something I didn't know how to do a few days prior. Smoking meat started because I liked eating it and everything around me was overpriced and bad quality. The compliments are nice. My nephew, who is a very picky eater, last time we watched him and his brother, he wouldn't eat the cheese pizza because it was square, not round, one back for seconds. Last time I cooked ribs and his brother says my bacon is better than all store-bought. Climbing. Huge variety, excitement, friendships, etc. from simple indoors with a beer after, to longer expeditions, scouting new routes and making first ascents, winter ice, etc. A year ago I bought a drum kit though, and even though I picked up music as a hobby a bit late in life, I'm having a great time with it. Got a guitar also. I suck at all of it, but getting better, slowly. Exercise. I am so lucky to have developed an addiction to exercise at an early age. The activity varies based on time, weather, etc. Mountain biking, running, hiking with dogs, weightlifting, but I get super restless if I go more than a day or two without. Especially as I and my peers get on towards 40, I can see what a huge benefit this has been for my quality of life. Building is scully hard work and hundreds of hours, but definitely worth it. Every step further, the more confidence is instilled in me. You realize how capable you are. Seeing the progress is also satisfying. It's essentially building out a school bus into an RV. You should check out the Scully community on Reddit. Here's a link. Amateur radio. I get to talk to people all over the country and the world using a device the size of a book, with nothing in between us except the ionosphere refracting our signals back down to Earth. I put talk in quotes because I use Morse code, but it's no longer required for any ham radio license anymore. I like using it though because it's fun. Weightlifting. I used to be very overweight then very underweight. Weightlifting helped me find balance, a love for my body, helped me in my drug recovery, opened the door to other forms of activity. I also do Krav Maga. It's one of the greatest things to have happened to me. Not to mention the community feelings shared with others who enjoy it just as much. It's a tie for me between woodworking and skateboarding. Woodworking is good physically and mentally, and at the end of it, I usually have a piece of furniture, something nice for my house, or something I sell for money. Skateboarding is even better physically and mentally, but I come home with nothing except the aforementioned exercise and clear head. Cooking. It's not super easy, but it's not nearly as intimidating as I thought it was. Avoid trying to learn from people like Gordon Ramsay or Marco Pierre White and watch YouTube chefs teach you basic shit. You can make some seriously impressive meals with just chicken and a few things. I like to collect senior citizens. They are frequently abandoned and resentful because I visit them instead of their own children. I visit a small number of elderly people practically every day. Every week, I attempt to see each of them once. They spoil me and tell me fascinating tales. It has significantly lessened my depression. Writing cheats in Lua for MMO. More specifically, it's add-on, but it's primarily used with an external application cheat. Make $1,000, $2,000 a month from Patreon subscriptions, and all I do is spend a few hours a week writing code and testing it while I normally would be playing. Making money off of playing games has been awesome. Googling random questions. Not sure if that can even be considered a hobby, but I feel satisfaction from understanding things I didn't before, I guess. I have no idea how people existed before the internet. If I had to go to the library every time I had a question, I would probably forget by the time I could get there. I collect old people. They are often lonely and bitter because their own kids don't visit them, so I do. I have a handful of elderly people I visit almost every day. I try to see each of them once a week. They spoil me and share amazing stories. It's greatly improved my depression. Definitely a sport. If you choose a sport that you like, can you imagine how much benefit it will bring for you? You will become hearty, happy and definitely healthy, plus a beautiful body. And all this you get regularly doing your favorite thing. What if it's not cheating? Songwriting, because it always helps me to clear my mind and put all my thoughts to paper. It's definitely my therapy at times, but bringing my work to life through music and having others enjoy my work as it helps them as it helps me is very rewarding. Smiling face with hearts, hugging face. Warhammer. I've met a bunch of cool people while playing, and the whole thing of building and painting miniatures and fielding them later is incredibly satisfying. It's definitely helped me relax and unwind much more than other hobbies I've attempted. Disc golf. Between dropping 30 pounds in 6 months, making many connections and friendships from it, it's given me a challenge that I lacked in life. My self-confidence has boosted tremendously as I've undertaken this hobby and improved over time. Reenactment. Got me out a lot more, convinced me that going to university was a good idea, taught me a lot about history and allowed me to see lots of different parts of the country that I would have otherwise never seen. Skiing kept me sane during the first winter of COVID, and now I'm committed for life. It's good exercise and you get to spend time in beautiful mountains, and then you get to go get drinks after. It's just great all around. 1. Exercise. Easily the best thing that's contributed to consistency, confidence, discipline, happiness, and health. 2. Cooking. I can whip up a tasty meal with whatever I got on hand, and it's a great way to be creative.